All right, Josiah, we're back. Episode 2, here we go. I found a guest that's willing to come on the show for some reason. He's a businessman that's bad at managing money, and he thinks he's my manager. We got Mars.
What's up?
I messed up
guys?
the name.
Whoa! Did y'all hear that name? I didn't.
I didn't hear it. It's definitely
Hey.
Mars.
I heard Mars. I don't know about you, but I heard Mars.
Yeah.
I heard
anyway,
Mars.
guys, Louis' manager.
Yep, he's
Introduced myself
delusional.
a little bit. Bilingual. I run everything about Louis. Every video I watch. Number one person to watch it. I'm here for him emotionally. Sometimes. I am there physically sometimes.
Yes.
But remember, every tear he cries. Okay, I thought I had something in mind, but I really don't. But either way, I'm just gonna be like, every tear he cries, I collect, and then the sun evaporates. Okay, I don't know what to say. Anyways, all right, so that's me.
So, all right, let's give you a test then, Mars.
Mars.
Yeah,
That's me.
sorry. All right, so listen, Mars. So if you really are my manager, how many subscribers do I have currently?
At the moment, last time I checked, you were hitting to 200, and if I am correct, it's around, I think, 273.
Ooh, okay. If you had checked a couple days ago, you would be right.
Oh, we just hit 300.
We're at, yeah,
Okay,
311.
309. Or no, on my screen it says 309.
On my screen it says 311.
No, because I just unsubscribed.
Oh.
No.
All right, we're gonna
I'm
end the
just kidding.
podcast. You're leaving.
Subscribe,
He
post
just got you.
notifications.
He just got you.
No, okay. Okay, so let's get into what this podcast is all about, alright? We're peasants, and we're solving the problems of the world. Alright? Now, as our first guest star... Alright, we're actually... I was gonna get into the serious actual problem, but let's start
On jaw.
with a slight problem. Alright?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, me and Josiah, alright, we were listening to
Right.
this song earlier, and we couldn't remember exactly what all the lyrics to it were. Alright?
Right.
And I'm thinking about making this a thing on the podcast, alright, where we play a song, or like, we like
Okay.
sing some lyrics of a song, and then we stop, and then our
Okay.
guest has to sing the rest of the lyrics.
Right.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure you know these lyrics, so I think you could probably
Okay.
keep going on, alright?
All
So,
right.
I'll
Very
sing.
diverse.
He has to know.
person.
He has to know this.
Yeah, you have to know this song. All right. So I'm gonna sing the
Alright.
first like line or so, and then once I stop, you just go off, and then like see how far you can go in the song. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Here we go. I got black, I got white. What you want?
No, just keep going. Keep going.
Keep
I know you
going.
got this.
Hop inside.
Outside.
Is it
You're
outside?
wrong.
Hop outside
You
in.
failed.
Is it a ghost or phantom?
It's like hop outside a
Because
ghost.
I know I'm about to blow. Whoa. Yeah. Because I'm gone.
I ain't dumb.
Something
How do you
ran
not know
from.
this? I thought you would know this.
They try to take my flow. I take them for ransom.
If I'm gonna be 100% honest, I took that off my playlist because I don't want to bandwagon that song. So you chose a bad song. But shout out Little Tekka. I don't like that song because everyone's
Look, niggas for
banned.
now is gonna
But
see this video.
but shout out.
Did he just die?
He just cut off.
I think he's dead. Are you ready for round 2?
I am being quiet. I'm sorry.
All right, let's
You're
see.
white.
Let's
I
see
just
if you
got
can do
that
this a
point.
little better, okay?
All right.
I said one thought, two thought, red thought, blue thought.
You literally sang the only part I know.
Come on.
Let me give you a hint here. Gravy so cold.
Dude, you literally sang the only part I know. I could jam out to that. one, dot two, dot red, dot blue. You know what I'm saying? That's the only part I know. Like,
Gravy's so cold.
cut me
I
off.
think I need a flu shot. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
oh, that's pretty fire. Gonna lie.
All right. Okay. Who's a rapper
upsetting.
that you know, and then we'll test your.
Yeah. Well,
J. Cole, Chance the Rapper. Who else?
All right. Here we
I
go.
don't listen to much.
okay.
What the? This is a stupid
I listen to a
song.
lot of Khalid.
Yeah. Here. I'm gonna give you one that you can't possibly get wrong. Okay.
Yeah, bro. If I don't even know a national anthem.
All right. Are you ready for this? This is a super easy one. You know what? Okay.
All right, round one.
This
Cut round one.
This
Edit all
is-
that
oh
out.
my god.
No, this is round 4. You've had your chances. All right. I'm
All
gonna do the first 3 lines of the first part of this, and you just have to get the last line
Alright.
of like the first little verse. Okay.
right.
The snow glows white on the mountain tonight. Not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation.
I actually don't even know what he's. What's
What are you? What are you high? Like that
Oh.
sounds like a Christian song,
Oh
but
my
it
God.
sounds like
Oh
sounds
my. Okay. Okay.
Wait, Lewis.
it's
Is it
not
by one of his
Silent
artists?
Night.
No,
It's a
never
Christmas
mind.
song.
Hold on.
It's a
Let me.
Christmas song.
I'm gonna
right?
no. I'm doing one that you
No,
can't
I got
get
one, I
wrong.
got one.
Right.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
You said you listened to Khalid, right?
To who?
Wait, what was his name? Khalid? Was that called?
Khalid. Yeah.
Khaled?
Alright. DJ Khaled.
It's Khalid. There's Khalid and DJ Khaled.
Yes. Okay. Anyways, here's like the first one. Okay. Woke up early. Okay, you're too
What?
late this morning.
Okay.
Do you not know this one?
Woke up
Do you not?
early.
Yeah. Woke up early.
Okay. Keep going.
You're too late this morning. Do you know?
Okay, let me give him. Okay, this is not way you're gonna get
Maybe
this
if
wrong.
I heard. Okay, can you play it? Can you play the song intro?
Oh, great. Okay, hold on. Lewis, do yours first while I'll find it.
Okay, let's try this, Marcelo. Are you ready?
Sorry, I'm
Alright.
uncultured. I only watch Peasant Master.
Okay, this is you should be able to get this. Okay. Cause you
Alright.
make my earthquake. Oh, you make my earthquake.
It's Earth, and that's Earthquake by. Ready for it? Tyler the Creator.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
everyone knows the song.
you
You're
make my
supposed to know the lyrics.
Cause you make my Earthquake.
That's close enough.
Everybody want it, but don't it burn.
Oh, he's trying
yeah.
to do the one part with the.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Logo se me ya, logo se me ya. Oh,
Right,
don't
that's
know.
like some enchantment book spell letters. Right
Yeah.
there.
You gotta put like a fire brick over me when I was doing that, and just bass boost it.
I'll see what I can do.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I want nothing but perfection. What is that?
All right, let's segue into the next part.
Yeah, we can't get
We're
this
moving
one.
on. It was a fun.
All right.
Let's tally up the score here. How many did he get out of the ones he missed? Let's see. It was about he got 1 out of 5, 6. Let's
I
give you a
think so.
perfect score of 10. How about that? Give him a round of applause, everyone. He tried. All right,
Very cool.
let's move into the actual purpose of the podcast, which is
Yes.
solving the world's problems. Now, I give my guests the choice of what problem they like to solve, and you have chosen
Correct.
the
I
media's
have
view on violence in video games.
Yes.
What do you
Correct.
you want to start this one off then?
Should I rebuttal or should we just like
Well,
say
what
the topic? and
what do you
just
think
my
about-
point?
what do you think about it? I mean, cuz right, I think you guys would agree that the media is somewhat against video games because they think that it contributes a certain amount to violence in society. So
Yes.
you could just
I feel that every game in itself has different environments. If I'm wrong, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
sure.
So it depends on the person that you're with, how long you play, because there is a healthy amount that you can play and an unhealthy amount.
Right.
And how the amount and dose that you do of it, and also the game. There is no need to take away sport games, E for everyone games,
Right, of course.
or just
Mhm.
because the point of that is useless. And it's funny to me how in like stores like Walmart, for instance, they're now taking away their games
Mhm.
and their ads from all their games since the shooting in Texas. And it's
Right.
funny to me, well, not funny, but it's strange to me how they can take away these video games that are readily available to everyone, even though you can just buy a PlayStation card still. You can still go and buy it online, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But the shooting was based upon their judgment that it was video games that happened. It could have been something else. It could have been the environment that they were in. But the problem, what happened was it was a shooting. It was not a video game shooting. And at Walmart's, they still have guns. They still have ammo readily available for everyone. So the point where they can just take away video games, I don't think it's fair to everyone. But I see what they're trying to do when marketing to people that they're listening, I guess, but not really, since they aren't doing what they should, but they're doing what makes them look better, I guess.
Yeah.
But I understand both sides, but still, the way that people view it, it's like, because you know the memes now these days, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I played Mario in like when I was 12, and now I'm gonna be like a serial killer or something like that. So I feel like
Pong
there
introduced
is a
violence.
right. I feel like
Yeah.
there is a point. I feel like there is a point to be made where it says of gun violence and all these killings and stuff could be related to video games, but I don't think it is solely based on video games.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when we have a bad day or something, we go and we have fun on video games. But video games can also be toxic in a way. It just depends on what you play, who you're with, and basically anything that makes it different for you. So whether that be people that you're with, and just basically the dose that you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that it adds that like there's a reason that they have like the ratings on these games. Like if I mean it could like you said, it's not solely responsible, but it could probably contribute to it. If you're a 5-year-old and you're playing like Call of Duty, then you're going to start to get some sort of things hardwired into your brain like that, which could then like develop into something else later. But that's mainly, I mean, to me that feels like the parents' fault for letting them play a game like that when the rating is right there to tell them that they should not be playing that.
Right. So I understand that. That's actually a really good point too. And also like I was saying earlier, the environment that they're in, like in some families, like it's easy for them to understand that a little kid can hold a gun, or like, because down here south where we live, you know, it's very common for people to just to hold guns at an early age and like see things like that. And also like urban cities where like gang violence is just common. It's very common to them. For like most people, it's like, oh, yeah, let's take away all the guns. And then you got the other side of the people where it's like, why do we have to take them away? It's like our property. We have to defend ourselves. But also, when you're defending yourself, you're also arming yourself. So in a way, yes, you can defend yourself, but in most cases, it's goes very unlawfully checked. I would say for most gun shops, to be checked. Also, video games too. I feel like there should be a stricter way to look at video games. Like for instance, you should like the attendant or someone there should ask who's gonna be playing the game, because like you can obviously tell when like a kid like that's like 10 is like picking out the game that he's gonna be playing it, and his dad is just there to like
Well, yeah.
give
Well,
the A-OK.
GameStop employees like sometimes do that. They have to like check certain IDs sometimes, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like saying like sometimes they should, or they should, what they should do is that they should be telling, oh, okay, so the kid probably should not be playing this game because it influences him to do wrong stuff,
Yeah.
or it influences him in a bad way that he shouldn't. And also, I feel like it's also sometimes the parents' fault in a way,
Mhm.
saying that they're allowed to do this and this is just a normal behavior. But then also you got to think about it that most shootings don't really happen because of video games, or if they do, it's in the very extreme way. Like most cases it's very rare cases.
Yeah.
Like they had troubled health, they were depressed, they weren't doing good in school, they
Right.
didn't
Like
have
a lot
good
of factors.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's just not video games. But I feel like for the easy way out, they just want to point to video games and say, "Oh, this is the reason. Look at all this violence. Look at all these things." And yes, it could, like I said, go towards it. But the way that the media is perceiving it is it's just solely on video games, and they're not telling more of the story of like who the person was. They're just seeing what was going on, like the last 24 hours, or like what he was doing or something. Like there could be also other stuff. We don't know if he was in debt or like something else was happening. Like I'm pretty sure in the Texas case, it was a hate crime towards brown people or Hispanics, Latinos, and that's another factor also. Like you never know if someone is racist. I prefer not to be in my case, but personally, but like it's a different world these days, and like it's common to be, I guess, everyone in their way is discriminate towards something, and some people are just extreme when it comes to that. And I feel like the media also isn't like showing that, like that it's not just video games, it's also a hate crime, but we get video games out of that, which I guess could be the factor, but
Sure.
in my case I think it was a hate crime.
It seems
I don't
like
know about you.
it's almost like like the media wants to point it at video games rather than pointing it at like gun control or like racism, stuff like that. You kind of touched on that into like almost another topic, which is just like gun control in the United States. But yeah.
And yeah, I can understand why people would like want to keep their guns. Yes, hunting is a thing. Yes, people do it. Yes, people live like their careers off of it, and like people gain money off of it. Taking people out to the places. Renting cabins, renting cars, like selling dogs to like raise them and stuff. And I guess that's a lifestyle, but like once you start like putting it into other people who shouldn't be a lifestyle, like available everywhere and like not very easily tracked, I feel like it's a problem. Like what's happening now is just mass products being sold.
Right.
Like if we were just to keep it on a lower stock, then it'd be a little bit harder to get guns, you know what I'm saying? Like college and like China or somewhere over there in the Asia area, where it's very hard to get into college. You have to be super smart, top of your classes and everything. And it's very hard to get into college. And once you get into college, you don't want to like do some dumb stuff and get rid of it. Like same thing with the guns. If we just lower the amount, then yes, some stores will go out of like, I guess, foreclosure. They will close in general, but it will be safer for some people. Because if you decrease the availability, you will have less on the streets. But yes, it could be illegally transported across the border, across other stuff, to the black market and stuff. Yes, but you legally won't have the blame for it. Other people will, and you can focus more on other people instead of your own country like being divided over a topic.
Right, and that's the question really is, do we want like do we want more guns to protect ourselves, or should we have less guns to just get rid of the problem completely? Which seems like the better approach, in my opinion, at least. Do you have anything to add, Josiah? To
I was lost in thought.
any of it?
That was truly.
I wasn't expecting to
No.
have an actually
Yeah, I wasn't
serious
expecting that.
conversation.
Yeah, I was. That really had me going.
Yeah, you gotta start thinking.
He was looking at cultures, Aztec, and like the Spanish flu, how it affected his culture.
He's thinking through the whole history of the world.
Yes.
Hold on, let me open to page 42 where it says the influenza. Alright, guys, let me read you the paragraph. No, I'm kidding. But I feel like, and also a way that people do, like, how would I say this? Like, how they would not look at it right is also, like, what are they called? Like, people who do YouTube and, like, other stuff, like famous people that people look up to. When we look up to those people, we expect like a higher quality of like life for them, so we want to be better like them. And also that comes with the pressure, like when we see that they're doing better, we want to do better, and like our life is just full of trying to be better and better. But like there comes a point where we just like can't, and I guess that just messes with some people too. And I guess because I don't know if you've seen the post on Instagram or if it's true or not, but it said that high schoolers have the same anxiety level as a 1950 like insane asylum person in there, right? And so like
that could
I
be
feel like
partially
that's not
true.
being I feel like that's not being addressed as well. Like our future kids and like our future like ourselves, it's being very
Hey bro, he just got attacked by the FBI. They were trying to cut him off. The school board
he
was like,
thinking too much.
the school board
He
was
said
like, we
too
gotta
much.
cut him off.
sorry guys, my dad walked in.
Wait, pause.
Anyways, alright. Anyways, so alright, unpause. Alright. So I feel like the future, like for instance, like our generation is being overlooked in the sense where it's like we're not being looked at as much, and like they're just being like, oh, they're just being kids, or like these kids are being like something like it's just a phase. But like the emotional level that we get now is gonna affect us so much more in the future, and I guess people don't understand that. Like it's so much more common to say that people are depressed these days, and it's kind of true. When you see like on TikTok or like Instagram when people say, oh, crying again, like depressed again, or like listening to my depressing music and stuff like that. And I feel like that influences people to also be depressed, and in the way like try to find hobbies. And I guess that also goes toward like video games, like where we find the hobbies and that we just want to be like emotionally attached to something. And I guess like some people go to the extremes when they're not emotionally happy with like themselves because of the game. And then it's like basically a system, right? So we're just being overlooked. We want to do something. We're not able to achieve it like the famous people that we look up to. And then we try to do something. Media convinces us that we're depressed. And then we try to find hobbies, or we try to do something to make ourselves better. And we do that, and then we just become more depressed. And then sometimes it's just a loop, right? And we just gotta break that loop sometimes.
Sure.
And like, right? And like, I guess you can have fun on video games too, but then like once you just pass a certain level, or once you just finish the game in general, you're like, okay, what now? And like I can assume you guys can relate to this, where like you finish a game and you're like, oh, so like what do I do now? It's like,
Right, yeah.
you just feel empty.
Yeah, I get that a lot. I get that so much.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, so what other game is there? Like dang.
Yeah.
Is
I
there
think you
anything else?
were definitely onto something there with like the whole like the loop thing, because it's almost like there's this culture in like I don't really want to say like society, because that's kind of a meme, but like just in like the teen world, there's like almost a culture of being depressed and like finding that relatable, and like because there's like so many factors involved with that. Like if people around you are depressed, and with this new generation, we're being a lot more involved with like our phones, so that gets us like every day we're getting constant things that are just like bringing us down sort of stuff. Like you'll see these people that are like a lot better than you, and you're like, I wish I could be like them, but then you're like, well, I can never be like them, and then it brings you down. And then there's like just like all this stuff that just like it's I mean that, and along with like a lot of people disagree with me on this, but I think I'm pretty sure that even like listening to depressing music can like bring you down as well. Like
Oh yeah.
it can be enjoyable, but if you listen to it too much and you're like getting into a thought process, it can just keep you down. And then
Yes.
that, along with what was it? I had one more point I was gonna bring up. Uh, oh yeah, that it kind of it makes it difficult when when like okay, so when we finish high school, the ideal is to have a lot of credit and extracurricular, have high grades, do all this stuff, right? But the only possible way you could do that involves you not getting enough sleep as well. So
Right.
to do all of that and socialize and like do all this stuff, it's almost impossible to manage all of that stuff, which then like just it could bring you down as well if you can't manage to do a lot of that stuff. And then especially like home life could mess with you as well. Like, do your parents want you to be like, are they pressuring you to do really well, but you just want to be social with some people, or do they not? Or there could be a lot of problems involved. So yeah.
Right. And I also feel like on the subject that you were talking about, when we want to like when we see other people, like also like social media, when it gets to you and when you see other people like doing fun stuff, right? And you like, oh man, I want to be like that. Or like
Yeah.
when you see the amount of likes that they get, you'd be like, oh, why don't I have this many likes? And I feel like you're always pressured to do, like I said before, always try to do better. And like that's not what we should try to always look up to, but that's I would say like the culture that we live in now, the depressing thing, I guess. Like that's why we want to feel like someone else, right? We want to feel like we're in a group of people. And I guess like with social media, that's how we feel. Like it could be like, oh, they liked my post, or like they're seeing my stuff. And like some people, I don't know if you met them or something, but or if you've experienced this like yourself or someone else, but like when someone doesn't watch their story, or like someone doesn't like their post, and they'll be upset because of that.
Yeah.
Or like they didn't get enough likes. And I'm like, if you were just to see that, it's like, okay, so it is messing with them. And like it does mess with people. And like you said also, like when we're like supposed to do better, and like when you go to college, that doesn't help either. Like yes, you can find a career, but also yes, you cannot find a career, and you can also go into debt, right? And you could also just take out loans, and you just won't do nothing with your life, and you could just be flipping patties for your life.
Yeah.
Where you went to college. And I feel like social media can affect that too. It's like, oh, we also see like these ads, or like how you can make millions, and you feel pressure to do like stuff. I don't know about you, but when I watch those YouTube videos and they're like, oh, I'm living out of this Lamborghini, and I always sold Amazon like socks and stuff,
It's
and you're like, damn, I'm doing nothing with my life right now, and you kind of feel down and stuff. And you gotta remember, it's like, you know what, I'm still living, I'm still doing stuff, I'm still alive, two legs or two eyes, or if not, you still alive, and you know you still living your best life, and that's all you can really do. But the media does not portray that. They're always like, these likes, right? That's what people want. And like also what's gotten famous is like photo editing, right? When like basically everything is photoshopped, everything is edited to like color editing, right? And it's just this culture where we always just want to be better and better and better. And I feel like that's not touched in school so much. I feel like it's more of a core education, but that core education isn't helping their kids succeed either way. So like when sometimes they'll be like, and they add on more homework, not saying that homework's bad or anything, it could help, it could not, but when you do add an unnecessary amount, it does cause stress levels, and stress levels aren't good for either. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I didn't do my homework in school, and did I feel good about it? No. But
Right.
but we're always.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know about you, but when I saw that B or C in my class, I'm like, okay, gotta bump those numbers up, right? Or sometimes you won't. And like, I feel like it's just motivation in most parts, where you just want to motivate to be your best person. But we're always just like torn down to be worse because it's okay to be worse, you know?
Yeah. Because that like goes back to the culture of just like everyone being like that. Like, like there's that culture of don't do your like grades don't really matter, do drugs, all that stuff. But that's been around for a while. But I think kind of going back to the social media part of it, when you were talking about likes and stuff, it kind of goes off. I think that when you're like scrolling through Instagram, for example, and you see like all your friends, and you'll see like these people that are in relationships, and then you're like, dang, I wish I had a boo or something like that. Then you end up rushing into relationships, and then you get your heart broken, and then you're even sadder, and then you like keep doing that. It's like a vicious cycle of like
I've
always
seen people like that. Yes.
right, and then
Yeah,
they, like
like suicide, you know?
yeah, they
And
keep
get
trying to
into
find the
that
bay, and then when every time it just gets worse and worse, and then they complain about not having someone, and also like never, and when they do, they complain about like not finding someone that's good for them, when they just rush into it's a cycle.
Right,
Oh,
and
yes,
like,
it reminds me of someone.
yeah, and like, I don't understand this so much, but like, I feel like people are forced now to feel like they have to find their love of their life in high school.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you're only in high school. Like, you don't
Yeah.
have to do it. And I don't understand people because I feel like they have to be dating someone to feel relevant or like
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And I don't think it should be like that. I think like it is terrible because you know those people where they'll be like, oh, I'm so depressed, I'm lonely, I need someone, and it's like, no, you don't. You're only in high school.
Yeah.
Focus on yourself. Do your work. Like,
And it
trust
could
me, you
it
don't
could really
need 'em.
mess you up as well. Like if it goes
Yeah.
too far.
Exactly.
And you can just keep listening to depressed music, which sometimes help, and then like you said, also like it could put you in a worse state of mood,
Yeah.
cause those tears to go deeper, but like I feel like that's also crazy. But I don't know about you, but time for our ad. No, I'm kidding.
They're supposed
No,
to
but, like,
Yeah, well, there's supposed to be like a midway meme time, but we can. I like where this is going.
Yeah, I like where it's
Yeah.
going too.
Alright, and then like also like on TikTok, now that TikTok's a thing, right? I feel like that's just even more of a culture now, where if you don't get it or if you're not doing something that everyone else is, it's like, who are you? It's like, like, why aren't you doing this? It's like, why aren't you like they look at you different if you're not doing something, right? And like you just want to feel like part of something, so you just do it too. A lot of that has to go with peer pressure. Like you say, like right now, a big thing, Jewel. Like
Yeah.
people, they're like, oh, I
Yes.
need
Oh
Nick.
yeah.
They're like,
Me
I
and Lewis
need,
know someone like that.
right? Like, I don't know about you, but I've met like a completely normal person. Like, I grew up with them and stuff, and then I look at them now and they're like, I need nicotine.
Yep.
It's like, oh, can I? And they'll be asking
Yeah.
around, like, can I get a hit? Can I get a hit or something like that?
Yeah.
And it's crazy to like think like that can also be caused because of culture, right? And people like always assume like, if I do this, I'll be cool. And like, instead of being cool, you're gonna go into debt. You're gonna always need money for your jewel pods. It's like, people don't understand that's messing with them, but I feel like it's just because of peer pressure and also like the media that it affects them to the point where they have to do it, you know?
Yeah. Cause like you're just, especially with jewels, it's almost like constantly you're being bombarded with like people at school are doing it, and then you see it on the media, everyone's doing it, and then you're like, well, maybe, and then you like see all this stuff that's like, oh, it's not that bad, and you're like, oh, maybe it's not, and then you remember like, well, yeah, it is, and then you're like,
Yeah, right? Right? No, and you're always being challenged at school, right? Because you're always,
right,
there'll always be that, you just want to go pee. Like, a
yeah,
brother can't even go pee anymore.
yeah,
without
the
being-
bathrooms aren't
without
even
smelling.
safe.
I know, without
Yeah.
smelling like watermelon or like mango. Like you can't even go in there. It's like, is this air freshener?
Oh,
No, it's
wow.
Juul, silly. And it's like my brother's just trying to pee, and there's like 3 kids in the corner trying to Juul, or they're Juuling, and they're like, oh my Jesus, you're just trying to take a pee in there, and it's like, wash my hands and get out. Like, I don't know about you, but I can't take poops anymore. There'll be kids in there, and like there's kids like hovered around, and it's just that culture to always mess with people. I guess that also goes with another topic, bullying.
Oh
That
yeah.
could be another thing. Like that affects people as well. And like Jesus, but like drooling, bro, that's a big thing that's going on. And like I feel like that's the younger generation of us. Like that's the problem that they're gonna have to face with, is how it, because people are easily like attracted to that now.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh yeah, you can, especially athletes, which is really really weird.
Yeah.
Is that is like you'd expect them to be like top notch shape and like have the best lungs, or like be the best in shape they are, and like they'll be out here drooling and stuff. It's like, that's crazy to me. Like if I were to be an athlete, which I'm not, but like if I were to be, I'd want to be like the best of my, like the best I can.
Yeah.
And it's crazy like that like that changes them to be like, huh, let's go work out. Nah, I gotta go buy some pods or something. Like I gotta go buy some juice, or it's crazy. And like they'll be asking, like kids will be asking for like lunch money, and they'll be like going to buy some pods, and it's like, that's crazy. And like I feel like some parents are really non-strict with their kids, and they don't have a relationship with them. Like it's just,
Yeah.
hey, here's a house, hello, good night, do you need anything from Walmart, and that's it. And like I feel like parents don't like have an emotional attachment with kids these days, and like
It's really sad to see that as well.
right, because you know you'll be at Walmart in line, and the kids are like touching everything, and you're like, I was raised different or something like that, and like kids will be
Yeah.
doing weird stuff, and they'll be like doing some stuff, and you're like, dang, is this really how my kids are gonna be? And it's
Or-
like it forces you not to want kids, right?
Or yeah, or even just like, it's sad to see like when you have bad, or like when you have parents that don't necessarily like care about you, or like don't have a connection with you, then you start to find family and like the kids at school, which then leads you into like
Yeah.
juuling and like all that kind of bad stuff, and then to like toxic
Yeah.
relationships that may stem from your parents as well. Like, you know, that's like kind of what you're going off of.
Yeah, and I feel like that also has to go with like the group that you're part of, right? Like your friends or so-called friends, you know, in high school, the people you hang out with, right? Because like I know that you could always find good friends in high school, but you could also find some bad friends.
Oh yeah.
And like the people that lead you into bad stuff, and like you don't even notice it, but you just want to be a part of something that you'll be like, okay, maybe if I do this, it's okay. It's like if I do something, nobody's gonna see or anything, and like they'll lead you into something that you don't want to do, and then you'll get in trouble, and you're like, why did I get in trouble? I shouldn't have gotten in trouble. But you recognize that you were gonna get in trouble, but you don't want to admit it. And it's like that culture where like also where getting in trouble doesn't matter at this point anymore. Like discipline is just another joke at this point. And it's like, it's crazy to see how like some kids will like back talk to their teachers or stuff. And I'm like, bro, I would never even try to do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
that
it's
like brings
crazy.
us back to the circle of just like that constant spiral of just the
That's crazy.
culture. Yeah. Do you have something
Yeah.
else to add, Josiah? Are you gonna keep meditating on this?
Nah, dude, nah. Like Mars just got me going. I swear. I just
got
never
you
thought
in
about it
Mars,
that way,
dude.
but it just hit me.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean,
Nah, it's because like some people just, because it's funny because like some people will like say some stuff and like they won't ever think. Like a lot of people, if they just thought for 5 more seconds, or if they just like even for 1 more second, you just thought of what you were gonna say and the outcomes that could have happened.
yeah.
Like sometimes like what I do before like doing something or saying something, because I know, because like in my workplace especially, if a customer's being rude, I don't have to be rude back, right? Or I can, but I shouldn't, right? it's customer service. And same thing with people in everyday life, right? You should just be always more kindful, even if people are rude to you. It's like the point of them being rude is because you did something or something happened, and you don't want to be the enemy. You just want to be a friendly person. Because how can they say something bad about you if you're doing something good? Like, the point is, you always want to be doing something good, or just thinking of what you're going to do or the possible outcomes. Because, like, if you were just to think a little bit more, probably do better. Probably do something better. I know if I would think about doing homework a little bit more, I could do it, but I just throw it to the side and go on to play, right? And, like, I feel like that's also a culture where, like, you just go home and play video games. Like, go home, play video games, and, like, or do something, right? Do sports, and, like, sports is number one, and like, school is number two or something. Like, that's also a thing where, like, we could probably work on in life. It's just always put stuff first. And I know I could just say this right now and do the next day something different, but, like, it should be really different in life. But if we were just to think a little more, we'd probably be better in life.
Yeah, I.
Oh crap! Holy crap! You know what? That's. I'll give you a round of
Amen,
applause for
nibba.
that.
Amen.
I get the diamond chest plate now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, rank up. It's a rank up.
That's pretty good.
It's a rank. Right.
That's really good. Yeah, I like that.
No, but, like, I hate how, like, like, this is just a speech, but, like, to some people it's just funny, but, like, it will be looked at as funny, but, like, once you look back at it, it's really true.
Yeah.
But people just don't want to take in the truth sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, as for me, when somebody tells me I'm doing something wrong, I hate to admit it. Like, as a person, I hate to admit that I'm doing something wrong. And I feel like that's what everyone could work on as well. Like, in general, just trying to see the other person's point of view. Because, like, you don't know what that person's going through. You could change their lives. You could do something different for them. And, like, in my point of view, I always try to be nice to someone. But, like, if you're just being a dick, sometimes, like, that's pretty, like, I might have to be a dick back. Like, that's just how it's gonna be. But, like, it's very, like, our environment these days is very toxic. Like, everything is about cussing.
Yeah.
Like, cussing is the normal now.
Yeah.
Like, cussing is like the in a book. Like, that's literally how common it is. And, like, as well as the culture that we're living in, I feel like that's just normal to people. And it's like, younger kids, I don't know if you've, like, seen it, but, like, younger kids are, like, saying cuss words now.
Oh yeah.
And, like, their parents are, like, A-okay with it. And I also go back to, like, discipline.
Oh.
And it's like you'll see these little 6-year-olds saying, like, the F-bomb and stuff, and I'm like, kid, Jesus, if I said that, I would get disciplined.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And I guess that also goes back to what right? I get a good spanking for that one, you know? And that's also, like, discipline. I feel like that's looked at these days as, like, terrible for parents to do. But, like, trust me, I lived with strict parenting, and boy did it work. It worked. And, like, I'm not doing dumb, stupid stuff like drugs or heroin or nothing on the streets. And I know what's wrong. And, like, some kids don't understand that. And, like, I guess it all just goes back down to parenting too, and, like, the environment we live in, and the climate, and, like, everything that we're doing.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about this. We could talk about this for a really long time. But I don't know.
Break time?
Yeah, maybe we should do a meme break.
Alright, I'm gonna get something to drink.
All right.
Okay.
My throat's, like, dry.
I'll just edit this to be at the middle of the episode.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Pause. Okay.
Was that a carpet?
Well, that was really good.
I know, dude. That
What?
was cool. We're
was
actually
really
like
good.
legit we're legit talking about problems, and it like developed
Holy
and
crap.
stuff.
I don't know why, but it feels good to be talking about problems like this.
Yeah, it's like
It feels like, you know, I'm finally doing something right for once.
it's
you know?
relieving.
Yes. I wonder what we should do. It's just, so this is like the middle of the video, right?
Yeah, ish. I mean, we've been recording for we've been talking for over 30 minutes, so I was thinking about we could keep going, but I was gonna edit this part at like the middle of whatever, however long
Alright,
it is.
I'm back.
Alright.
Alright,
So, me
Preacher Morris is back.
Okay.
Alright, do you guys want to rebuttal onto another topic?
Okay, so halfway through the episode, what we usually do is, it's a thing.
Wait, this is your second episode?
Yeah, I don't know why I said usually.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is our second episode. The first was like a pilot.
How'd the first one? Oh, how'd that go?
It's alright. This
Okay.
episode I think is a lot better.
Yes. it
Just because
definitely
we're
was.
actually talking about stuff instead of just messing around.
Something informational.
Yeah. All right. So
Yes.
this is called Keck or Cringe time. So the way it works
Heck, cringe.
is that
Uh-huh.
everyone is gonna send a meme, to like.
Oh, snipes.
And then we're gonna have like a group chat and we're all gonna send a meme to it, and then we're each gonna judge everyone's meme. So like I'll send a meme, you two are gonna judge it. Josiah sends a meme, we're gonna judge it, and then we're
All right.
also gonna leave it up to the comments and the fans to decide which memes are like the best.
Alright.
So if
Yes, sir.
Marcelo, if you could send a meme that isn't on a private account, or if it is a private account, hopefully we're
And just
following it.
screenshot it.
Or yeah, screenshot
just
it, whatever. And do you want to go first?
Oh, I gotta find one.
All right, I'll go first then. All right, I'll go with this one, cause why not?
Alright, Lewis goes first.
Here's the first meme.
Why do women only like jerks who treat them like... Why do guys only want bimbos who walk all over them?
Minecraft, Minecraft. You know you like gold, you love diamonds. Just make a portal, and I'll be there.
Okay, I can respect that. I can
Heck
respect
or
that.
cringe?
Are you rating that on funny or?
Keck
just
would
pure
be.
cringe.
Keck is on the funny scale. Cringe is not funny.
We're
Okay.
deciding what's gonna be the middle. If that's.
Oh yeah, we still need to
Okay.
figure out what the middle is.
You wanna call it Fifi?
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one.
It's all right. It's all right. I would, if I was judging it, I would say that it's a little above the middle. It's more on the Keck side.
Yeah, it's more on the kick.
But it's not a 10 out of 10.
No, for sure. But like,
Like-
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want my diamonds and gold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got my answer.
Admit it! You have very good parents!
Yeah, I figured this would happen. I've seen that one, yeah.
You seen it?
That's a good one.
I thought my internet was going out for a second right there. But it was just an edit. Damn,
Alright,
I don't
I'm
want to
waiting
be
for the rating.
embarrassed. I don't want to be embarrassed or anything.
Jeez, come on, man. But you got some stuff to top. I think I'm gonna grade Josiah's. That's a good one. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'd rate it a little higher than mine. That's pretty Keck.
Yes. Don't go kind on me. Don't just be honest. Honesty.
Yeah. I kecked at it, so.
Have mine.
Uh-oh.
Got a bad feeling about this one.
I don't know if you follow them.
Oh yeah.
If not, I can always screen record it.
I can tell you the world. Swine, swimming, stranded. Baby princess, no when did your last land your head inside? I can open your eyes. Take you wonder by wonder. All percent always and under on our magic with the I know then twisted why
That's. I mean, I would rate it higher on the Keck scale. However, I've seen it a lot already, so it's a little cringe.
I can understand that.
You know,
Mm,
I'd say if this was the first time
I
I'd
would-
seeing it, it's pretty Keck. But unfortunately, it's not. So.
Unfortunately, you've been chopped. Alright, guys.
yeah, this is pretty kick. Alright.
All right, we'll leave it up to the fans. Out of the three of our
you guys
memes,
decide down below. I'm pointing down towards the comments. You guys go decide down there. Louis is number 1, so if you like Louis, put 1. And if you like Josiah's, put number 2. And if you like mine, Mars, the Aladdin himself, go put number 3. Exclamation point, go do that. And yeah, we'll tally those up and we'll come back next week and tell you who won.
he's running the show
He
now.
runs the show now.
Yeah.
Alright guys, now that we had that funny segment, I think it's going back to preaching. And I think going back into another topic.
So we did actually talk for the time that I was planning on allowing for a podcast episode. So we could.
Oh, good.
We,
Because I didn't want to. Sound
unless you
stupid
want to
on
keep going.
School stories whack. Nah, we can for next week. We can put school stories whack.
Alright.
You know what I'm
School
saying?
story's whack.
Yeah, I
That's a
didn't.
good one.
I just kind of I sent him the rough draft of ideas for stuff. I didn't actually explain them.
I have a fear too. The reason I would say a lot of things during that whole segment, but I just didn't want to sound stupid in a sense.
Josiah says, I didn't want to offend my mother or my family for saying something stupid and bringing shame to us.
Well,
Yeah,
if you want to.
I just don't want to sound stupid during these serious conversations. So I was kind of
Josiah's like,
hesitant.
all I heard was Josiah. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, if you wanna
I know someone.
if you want to add something for the episode before we end it, then you could go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, just no
Alright.
comment at all.